You do that for me and Frankie will do the rest.
Listen, I don't play downstairs maid for nobody.
Oh, who said anything about that? We're equal partners, right? Good match for each other, I'd say.
Oh, you would you?
It's a deal, then?
Mm-hmm. What do you want to do? Shake on it?
I've got a better idea.
Then who does it belong to?
I don't know, Mrs. Reynolds.
Mason had the goods in her hand when I entered the cell, Governor.
Pixie, I know you don't like drugs and have never used them, but you must tell me the truth. Is it hers?
I think our little non-speaking friend here understands a lot more than she lets on. Now, just what were you two doing in Kelly's cell, Was it some kind of a plant?
I'll ask the questions, Miss Ferguson.
Oh, no, it wasn't anything like that.
Then what were you doing there? I don't understand why they weren't found during the cell search. Were you responsible for concealing them then, Pixie? If you persist in remaining silent, I'll have to charge you with possession. No visiting rights or buy-up for 1 month.
Governor, this is a criminal offence. I strongly recommend a term in solitary.
You'll have to face the VJ, I'm afraid, Pixie. That'll be all. Mason, I hope the person you're covering for is worth it.
Love one your father's house.
Yeah, it's the worst song I've ever heard.
Oh, do you mind? It's better than that punk stuff you listen to.
What would you know about punk? What would you know?
Where'd you get to? I've been to my cell. The bloody stuff's being nicked. What? All of it. What gives, Mason?
She's got something to do with it. She's just been up before Reno.
Bitch!
Leave it to me.
What are we going to do? You'll have to get some more in.
Oh, brilliant. Any ideas on how? Can't exactly bring a parcel in now. The Reno's sniffing around like a drain rat.
Well, what about the freak?
What about it? We haven't exactly come up with the goods on Len for her, have we? Well, not yet. No. I've still got one more favour to call on.
I couldn't say a thing. I just stood there.
Well, you did the right thing. Lagging doesn't help.
I know, but the VJ, it's just not fair. I could get extra time.
Don't worry about it, Pix. Red won't let you take the rap.
Oh, for God's sake, Bobby, grow up. What do you think Keen's going to say? Of course it was my dope, Mrs. Reynolds. A friend was just stashing it for me.
I don't know. Red will think of something.
Reb doesn't give a stuff about Pixie. When are you lot going to grow up? She's running this place on drugs, and she doesn't give a damn who carries the can. Look, Keen, Pixie's taken the rap for your coke, and I'm going to do something about it.
Yeah, you and Hell's Angels. Well, what about you, you bloody little sneak? Snooping around in Lou's dorm. What have you got to say for yourself? Well,
I was just trying to help
say anything,
you
Pixie.
you
girl.
shut up. And you, that bloody won't take care of herself. And no snooping again. Understood? Just a minute.
Yes, Reb.
Good. 'Cause I'm going to get you off this time.
How?
It's time you lot realised I run this place my way. Now, how about we get some work done around here? That means you too, Desmond.
You're saying Pixie's innocent?
Yes, Mrs. Reynolds. And I don't like to see her punished for something she hasn't done.
Can you prove it?
Well, I can tell you who they did belong to, but I need some sort of guarantee that the information's confidential.
I don't do trade-offs, Keen.
Oh, don't get me wrong, Mrs. Reynolds. It's just that I need to know I won't be exposed for lagging. Most of the women wouldn't agree with me. I've always thought it was a stupid code, especially when people like Pixie have to suffer.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, Myra never saw it that way. One of the reasons she cracked, I reckon. If the women know I've talked to you, they'll lose confidence in me, and I can't afford that.
All right, this is just between us.
Thank you, Mrs. Reynolds. The drugs were Kelly's. Pixie swore she found them in the dorm just by accident.
I thought Kelly was a friend of yours.
Oh, not if she pushes dope. I've had my suspicions for some time. I reckon she made contacts when she was outside.
All right, Keen, is that all?
Yeah, thank you, Mrs. Reynolds. Oh, about Myra. Has Chris... sorry, Mr. Sutton said anything?
No.
Thought he might have. Supposed to know about people when they're going over the edge, isn't he?
What do you mean?
Look, Myra's done a lot for me. And I don't like to see what's happening to her. The lies, the violence.
What violence?
Well, the bashings a while back.
Are you saying Myra was responsible?
We wouldn't say anything then, and even now we deny it officially. But she's sick. Really sick. I'd say she needs help. Maybe even hospitalisation.
What else do you want us to put on it?
Oh, whatever you like. Pictures, newspaper clippings, any strange or unusual thing you can lay your hands on.
Hey, we could use your old sneakers. That way we could have smell-o-rama.
Get off!
Now, the idea is to sort of get together and have a joint work of art. The theme should be freedom.
Oh,
Sounds
good to me.
What you want's a big bit of chipboard on a frame. Now, if they let me into the workshop, I can knock one up for you.
Yeah, could you? That'd be great.
Piece of cake. Used to do a lot of carpentry.
Hey, that would be
Read the
great.
books, eh?
Oh, read a bit.
Oh, me too, all the time.
Oh, yeah, I never noticed. What sort of subjects are you into?
Astronomy, mainly.
Ah, me too. I'm an Aries. Very sexy.
That's astrology, you bloody thickhead.
I know.
I've got this really good comic back in my dorm called Zombies from Another Planet. Do you want me to go get it for you?
That's kid stuff. There's an atlas around here somewhere with all pictures of planets and
Oh,
things.
yeah, right. I'll find it. It's here somewhere. I saw it.
My idea.
I think I'm being got at.
Oh, they're really nice once you get to know them. Hey, sit down. We'll have a bit of a chat. I thought it'd be something to try.
I'm sure that's how it'll be.
Get this. Bruno just had me in. I reckon Mason shopped you.
Stinking little bitch. Kelly! You wanted?
Hey, be careful what you say.
Ding, 1, 2, 3.
Well, that should pick her up loud and clear.
Yeah, but how are you going to make her talk?
Well, I've got a plan. I'm setting it up for after tea.
Yeah, well, I hope it doesn't backfire on you.
So do I.
Thank you. I don't suppose we could sit together.
Oh, I'm afraid not.
Thanks for looking after me. I reckon today would have floored me if it wasn't for you.
Oh, it's a pleasure. I'll see you afterwards.
Plate for you?
Thanks, Jim.
Close to him yet?
Oh, don't be silly.
Pass us the salt, will you, rabbit? You deaf or something? I said pass us the salt.
Would you mind telling her that I'm not speaking to her?
Is this because of Matthew?
Oh, Matthew, get who? Oh, I'm an Aries. They're very sexy. I don't even know why you bother to hog him if you're going to shoot lines like that.
I said I'm not talking to you.
What'd somebody say to you in private later?
Oh, yeah? What have we got private to say?
Oh, one or two things. I've got a proposal to make.
Didn't know you cared.
Could be to your advantage. In our dorm after tea.
You're on.
I was right. The little bitch shot me.
Little Miss Pixie.
Who else? I'm up before the VJ.
Dirty little lamb.
You want to help me get it?
Why not?